nodding my head, tapping my toe. I hold down a spot on Wallflower Road. I learned to walk such a long time ago. Teach me to walk. Sometimes I'm shy, sometimes I'm slow. I fall out of step, I step on your toes. I'm wanting to waltz more than you know. Teach me to waltz. Teach me to walk on it. You know I'm halfway there. Dance with me if you dare. Teach me to walk. Teach me to waltz real slow.
Gur míle maithí. Thanks a million. Si go hiintach fin seo in san charn, in san chora, in san charn, an seo an garn tóir chun de gure, agus ahasar an event seo, agus táid fíor bhuicht Jeremy agus an fern ligan seo as choirú hórtstúin agus ahasar an event seo, mar dúirt agus tá daoine chuir seach na comments hanafin Now you're Dundalkin or Sir Rory O'Kane. My Rory. John Mackle, grand start. We tushat master symbol looking in chin, but the machus is rehinish. We're up and running. Great to be here in An Coire, in An Coire, in Carn Toher, in Slacht Neil, County Derry. Did I get that right? No. After she got when she was a gaeltacht and she agreed lar Hondiger agus rudi intacha tarlu in sich anter shot le fadan la agus gamari shid namlenta intach jazz great stuff there's Neve McComish wee buns there's Una Warnock agus Una Warnock eat my in the buns Una sent us in some lovely buns a couple of weeks ago in for the launch of Through so Gormila mai got Una agus Amy Hughes a fairness jack agus Vince Pitta agus Hugh McGoldrick Justin Toner as Condiardwach, a great fiddle player.
And Justin.
Hello, Justin. How are you getting on? I guess Kerry made more than Galv. He's in on the Hiri. The will McGlynn's. I guess went to Galv a lig. Gamai. So this is Martin Meehan from the County Armagh, and his handsome brother Paul, also from the County Armagh. And we're thrilled to be here. I'm Dónal O'Connor, Anya Nagowan, Anya O'Brien Nagowan, the Gargan Shach. In Portland, not too far away. So that was three reels. We started with there. John Egan's reels. We learned those tunes from the great fiddle and flute duo, Paul O'Shaughnessy and Paul McGrattan. Fantastic Dublin fiddle and flute duo who made great music on an album called Within a Mile of Dublin. And those first two tunes, I think they called John Egan's. And the last tune is a Donegal version or a John Doherty version of the Merry Sisters of Fate. The great travelling tinsmith fiddler Johnny Doherty, and I think that's his version of that great tune. So what are we going to play next? 3 jigs. We'll try these 3 jigs, and we'll play these for Conor Mallon, the great piper who's tuned in on the lads. He says,
and also for Carla and Charlie O'Brien. This is for you guys. Hopefully you're watching.
And Dave Flanagan's watching in on YouTube. So these 3 jigs. The first one is called Farewell to Gurchin, and Gurchin's a great place in Sligo where there was a famous pub called the Roisin Dhu, run by a man called Ted McGowan. Spent a few good nights there with my father Jerry and many other great musicians from that part of the world. So that's the first tune, Farewell to Gurchin. The second one is a tune we would have learned this version from Josephine Keegan, the Armagh fiddler. I'm not sure what the name of it is. And the last tune I would have picked up from you, Marty.
It's the Battering Ram.
The Battering Ram. So we'll give these a laugh. Now, Gormaigh, Rory O'Kane, Enda Bones Clark, agus Mary Mulholland, I love this tune, Sa Mary, agus the Raymond O'Kieran, a garta seach, Achan Gles seach, agus Nachan Shomra, well, Shin Martin Seal, Salat, and Johan Raymond the Sullivan, Nachan Le Pashti, Igi Jesus, and band with a lig, Irv, and Shin, and Achan Willen, fair play. Agus Ruth McGinley played a fantastic set here, very recently, beautiful music on the Baby Grand. Good to see Ruth's tuning in. Tig Mulligan, class music lads, such a nice clean sound. Fiddle, flute, guitar, hard to beat. Well, that's what we think anyway. Hard to beat the fiddle, flute. And we'll chance three more tunes. Well, the guitar's not bad either. We'll chance 3 more tunes that we learned from a great fiddle and flute duo. Desi Wilkinson and my father Jerry O'Connor recorded these 2 marches on a record called Cossagan Vroga. And the first is a tune learned from the great County Tyrone stroke Armagh fiddler, well, originally from Donegal, Charlie O'Neill, from the Moy in the County Tyrone. And it's called the Pikeman's March. And the second is a tune called Down the Glen that came from the fiddling of Tommy and the box playing of, or the fiddling of Peter and the box playing of Tommy McCardle from Louth Village in County Louth. Kieran Carlin's tuned in. Jerry Jones, how are you, Jerry? Long time no see. It's been a while since we had a tune in White's Tavern. Anya O'Brien McGowan says, hello, Mr. Meehan from Charlie.
Good man, Charlie.
Has he the homework done? Hiya, Brian McAllister, Brandon Mulholland. Good to see you tuned in. Denise Wilson, agus Mary Fox. How are you, Mary? Sorry, I never got back to Ian. I'll ring him in the morning, I promise. McKeagues in Scottstown was the last time I heard you all playing live. Great to hear you again. Ersa Packy Manley. Why who Packy? Oh, Tony Devlin. He's dragged himself away from the scripts, the impresario that he is. Hup lads, intach fad, my who Tony, agus Liam McElhome. Well, to the comments, like a chachtach agus Conigi, a show na chachtach ischach agus to ahasering which have been sultas in Kjol. So a couple of marches, the Pikeman's March down the Glen, and then we'll follow that with a reel, which we call the Roscommon reel. I think.
Perfect. Yep.
I think other people call it that too.
At least for the night.
At least I hope they do. Right. The marches. All right.
Well, that certainly woke me up.
About time. Gavin O'Connor and Cinnamon Farce, the Cuchtach, Gurmaiga Gavin, Tig Mulligan, fair play, you're still there, keeping her lit. Davy Paul, North Coast Trad, Maisha of North Coast Trad, there's great work going on up there in the North Coast.
Good man, Stephen.
Lots of great people learning traditional music. Stephen, the bunch Sultas and Hjol, Brewer, Maisha, agus Buechas a Skulga, Buechas a Gulamach, Martin, agus the North Coast Trad, agus Surach, agus. Great stuff happening up there, Martin, in North Coast Trad.
Aye, it's all going good at the minute. A good bunch of people, and it's good crack, which is the main thing. And COVID's not going to stop us. We're Zoom classes the whole lot, but I suppose we're all looking forward to get back to face sessions or teaching or some description, you know. But it'll come round at some point.
Yeah, it will indeed. These things will pass, and
there's Mel, Mike and Mel over from Scotland. How's it going, guys?
Jared McElwain, geez, then the comments of Getchell, it's just hard to keep up with them. Fergal Barnes, Mahu Fergal up loud, up the wee county. I guess Michael Coney, Savage Stuff lads, Vince Peta and Grand Bravo, Mahu Vance.
Good man, Wayne.
Noreen O'Neill, hello Noreen. I guess Cahill O'Manhan, he's in Chinner Nomi. I guess Wayne Bow, how are you, Wayne? Magical, says Wayne. Fair play to you. I hope you're on,
it's kind of
on the strong stuff.
This is an experience for us, really doing an online thing. But you feel like, do you ever watch the Saturday football scores coming in and you see the presenters and they're reading they just got a, hang on a second, Emmett Mulholland just awarded a penalty there.
Accrington Stanley 0, Armagh United 1. Emmett Mulholland, Mahu Emmett, Tussantain Jahar Nachwell and North. I guess Kieran Hanna, how are you, Kieran, of the great Hanna singing and musical family there on the shores of Loch Ness. Mary Fox, hello me, says Mary. Mahu Mary. Tig Mulligan, I love Celtic music. Good man, Tig. I guess Rory O'Kane, late goal. OG from Dungiven.
It's gone the VAR. It's got Rory's the VAR referee. He's keeping the whole thing right from a distance.
Well, we'll maybe slow things down a bit, and I'll maybe chance a slow air. Somebody put up a request there for the late, great Geordie McAdam, who very sadly passed away this week. Great fiddle player from Belfast and residing in North County Down for a long time, and a legend of a man, a great musician, great flute player, great fiddle player, great fisherman, great man for tying flies, and he made fiddles and just an all-round amazing person. And I was very fortunate to have spent great times in his company, out in his back shed in Bangor and out in his shop, and in the Duke of York and the Rotterdam and Maddens and all sorts of different places over the years. We had great tunes with great fiddle player Geordie, and he'll be sadly missed on the traditional music in the traditional music community here and further afield. He was a great man for heading down to Tubbercurry and a lot of festivals down in Sligo, and fishing and playing tunes was his thing. So he lived a grand life, and we're thinking of Greta and all the family tonight. So we'll play this slow air for Geordie, and thanks David Lennon for putting in the request. I'll chance a slow air that I learned from the singing of my mother, Enan Iulachan, and it's a song called Body na Scadan, which is tells of the tragic tale of a boat going down off the coast of Oranmore and Donegal, and follow that then with something with a bit of life in it, which Geordie would have appreciated. It's a waltz from Venezuela, and it's called La Partida. And I was thinking of Geordie during the week. He was a gas man. He had a shop in Bangor, a musical instrument shop in Bangor, and he had a fish tank. And in the tank were a couple of goldfish, but mostly roach. And the kids would come in off the street and they'd think he was selling fish, but he was keeping the roach to stick them on the hook to catch the pike. So he always made us laugh, Geordie. So show that Geordie, and we're thinking of Geordie's family at this time. Talk amongst yourselves there now while I get this contraption. I have a device here for playing with myself.
I think there's a controversial goal that's just come in there. Rory's just checking that out in VAR. We'll get back to you. Well, there's the McLean's, Brian. Brian, how's it going? Lovely. Gorgeous.
Carmela Mahigov, thanks a million. John Mackle, beautiful memories of Geordie McAdam and his flies, fiddles, old-timey tunes, humour, generosity and all-round decency. Agus an Carter Father John, an amazing man. Wonderful tribute, says Enda Clark, gallant there, says Niamh McComish. Right, well, we're going to continue with, what will we continue with?
Yeah, reels, women, the McKeegs.
Set of reels, yeah. The last tune is a great tune called The Crock of Gold. And the middle tune is the concert reel, and the first is a tune that my father called McKeegs. I guess the Shannon shot the Jerry, the Muhin Shin Fekans Shach, is Mary Mulholland. And anybody watching in from Portrush, which is where Marty is now residing. Port Stewart, sorry. I always get the two P's mixed up. It's like Cushendun and Cushendall. You can never work it out.
Well, 2 miles difference, so we're not going to fall out over it. Like,
Maihu Gavin. Congratulations, you've received 100 messages today with Restream. Hey, Maihu Dermot.
Congratulations, Dermot. You've reached.
Yes, well, when we haven't played together in over a year. We played February 2020. Up in the Flowerfield Arts Centre, wasn't it?
Just right before the lockdown.
Was that Port Rush or Port Stewart?
Port Stewart.
Port Stewart. And we had a great old night, and it's kind of strange to be getting back into a room making music with each other again when you haven't done it in so long, and seeing if the fingers still work and if the instruments still have strings in them, or keys in the flute. And we just started playing these tunes in the sound check, and we had never really played them together as a set before, and we thought, sure, let's give it a lash. And now we're starting to think, is this a good idea? How does the first one go? So McKeegs, the concert reel and the Crock of Gold. We play these for Shane McGowan and Brendan Nugent and Alan Reid and Rory O'Kane and then the Bones Clark and Goretti O'Connor, my shiv Goretti agus Pat. Fair play. Two of the best followers of traditional music on the planet. Isn't that?
got the last tune all together there at the start of it.
Good man. Well, you picked it up rightly. You got there in the end.
I knew it was starting in a B, and that was about the height of it.
The Vincent Broderick tune, I think. Tig Mulligan's telling us it's hard to bait some tune. He says, "Go on, Vincent Broderick." And Mickey McCluskey was sending messages in there. He says, "Keep her lit, Paul. Doing great stuff on the guitar. It's a guitarists' union going on there. They stick together, those boys." Ultach Uignach. Hello, Ultach Uignach. This thing's flying so quick we can't keep up with the comments. Rachel McGarty, my hero Rachel. Rachel played a gorgeous set here a couple of weeks back with Niall Hanna. Beautiful, beautiful music and song and harmonies. And Laura Kerr, he's in Shinsadangan. Laura from Lurgan in the County Armagh. I hope you're doing well. He's in Shinsadangan.
Bud Lennon there from Armagh as well, Bud. Patrick Kenny.
Patrick Kenny, I guess Christopher Lennon, I guess Enda Bones Clark here. A busy man tonight, Enda. My who?
Katrina.
I guess John Lackle. Ducks arse playing, lads. Whatever that means. Paddy McCusker, super stuff, Ben. I guess Coldplay, Cullum King, mighty stuff. Imagine how good you'd be
Paddy.
when you've rehearsed. Might be a bad idea, Cullum. We might knock the good stuff out. Chrissy Grugan, Grandma, get this tune, let's Jack Chrissy. What'll we do? Maybe Paul, you might. Paul has been using the lockdown time to good use, and he's been getting the garage decluttered, and he got the greenhouse, all the glass in the greenhouse cleaned, and he got the garden shed dusted. And between all of that, he took to writing a few tunes as well. Michael Rooney, Gajimmer Tatu. How are you doing, Michael? Great,
Well, Michael,
great
how's it
harvest. Tuning in from Sligo. So Paul's been writing some beautiful, beautiful tunes, and we had to cajole him and convince him to play this next piece tonight, and he'll tell you all about it himself.
There's not much to tell, really. I wrote this. There's a great friend of ours passed away about a year and a half ago called Aidan Prunty, who was a legend around Armagh, great musician and serious character, and very sadly missed. So I just called it a tune for Aidan.
How are you, Paul? Gorgeous stuff there for the lovely Aidan Prunty, who's sorely missed. And Fiona McGettigan's tuning in and is enjoying the tunes. Sheila Murray says, gallant the Paul. Sheila knew Aidan very well. And Sorcha Meehan, so beautiful Paul, he was 1 in a million. Patricia Valley, beautiful Paul. Mick McCool, lovely stuff Paul. Mickey McCluskey, class Paul. Sure, maybe we'll just get you to do the rest of the gig, Paul.
Get a break now.
Need a jazz. Well, we'll pick things up again a bit with a couple of barn dances. And we got these tunes from the great Fermanagh musicians, Gaby McCardle and Seamus Quinn and Kieran Kern, and the great Leitrim fiddle player Ben Lennon. And they're tunes that would have come originally from Eddie Duffy and Jim Hoy, and they're called Jimmy Duffys. I don't know if that's an amalgam of the two men's names or if Jimmy Duffy was somebody else altogether, which is probably likely. Lovely Paul, great tribute to Aidan from Conor Mallon. And Emmett Mulholland says, absolutely gorgeous Paul. Karen Boyle, hiya Karen, I guess Angela Maguire. So, Gurmila Mag of us tunal Shach, the magical couple of part skibble, Dowsa skibble, Hennem Jeev. Agus Dóla Majicha o Gaby agus na lads as Fermanagh. Big dog, little. Kearney Nintach. A renús na stoichas na hochtaji. Agus in Chin Lanimage we'll finish this set with a tune learned from the great Roscommon stroke London fiddler John Carthy. A really brilliant musician on fiddle, banjo and plays flute and all sorts. An amazing musician, tenor guitar. And this is a tune he recorded on a record a good few years back. And I think he calls it Far From Home. I think it might have come from Michael Coleman originally. It's lovely barn dance, and we'll give it a go. Katrina Meehan, lovely stuff, says Katrina. Anya O'Brien McGowan says, you play the guitar better than my daddy. Well, I hope the children have the phone on you, or Tony won't be happy. Oh, from Charlie! Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark! My shiv, Muncher McGowan, he's in Portland. Agus a gund in the me. Agus who is a Girchonel. Agus Mali Clia, great to see you all tuning in. Agus the Sulligan, which of a bunch sult and Kjol. So, a couple of barn dances. And Jeremy, let us know when we're going over time. No, we're not. We tune because we care. Right. 1, 2.
you fancy doing a Brisha, or maybe you start before that?
Yeah. Good man, Stephen Campbell. There's a name I haven't heard in a long time. I hope it's the same Stephen Campbell. I'm thinking of the fiddler from Donegal. Leslie Reynolds. Great tunes, lovely
Seamus.
stuff. Tig Mully. There was a message in there from Helen who said that the last time she saw us, we were playing in the flower field for her daughter. It was the night of her daughter Ava's 11th birthday.
Oh, very good.
And tonight is also that was her 10th birthday, and tonight is her 11th
Oh,
birthday.
happy birthday.
So happy birthday, Ava. I think that deserves a little. No?
Very nice. Okay. Slick. There's Nigel Gruffrey. How's it going, Nigel?
Noreen
Ian?
Mitchell, Mayu Noreen. Ian Carmichael.
Good
Ian,
man,
I
Ian.
promise I will ring you. Conrad Murphy. Fermanagh Abu, Mayu Conrad. The guitarists are all tuning in. Hugh McGoldrick. Mighty stuff, boys. I see Hugh. Agus Sorach is saying hello to Nigel. Sorach and Nigel are having their own little tete-a-tete here online. Never mind us.
She's sick looking at me, in fairness, so let her talk to Nigel for a change.
We'll chance. Will we go up or down? We should go up play a few jigs.
I would play a few jigs.
So, down, up. Which would you like, Dermot? Mal, no Gasta. Gasta, he wants Gasta. Couple of jigs. A jig. The first jig we learned from the great fiddle and flute. It's all about the fiddle and flute tonight. And Myra Niweni and Frankie Kennedy, the late Belfast flute player, the great Frankie Kennedy, made a wonderful record called Ceola Dewey many years ago, and it's still one of my favourite records of all time. And this first tune appeared in that record. It's called The Duke of Wellington's Advance. Probably was some kind of an old march that became jigified. And we'll follow that. Dónal Grappelli, my Ian.
I saw that in the corner of my eye when you were talking. I was trying to get to smile, you know. Good one, Ian.
Good man, Ian. You're on the wine. Agus the second jig, Shenimage Perth Adolama Anchin Ailish for my Auntie Ailish O'Connor, who's tuning in down in Kinvara. Great fiddle player herself, and I learned a lot of great tunes from her when I was growing up. She lived in Australia for a long time and used to send home tapes of tunes and recordings that she made with a band called the High Notes, and this tune was on that record, and it's called The Butcher's March. So two good old jigs, I guess. Which have a bunch sult shaw. Fiona McGettigan, lovely to see Fiona is tuning in. Geordie would have loved your tunes. My who Fiona, hope you're keeping well, and hope it's not too long before we have a big old hoolie in Madden's Bar or the Duke of York or the Sunflower, or one of the great session pubs in Belfast. So Gurmila Mila Mahigaf, lovely stuff.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
Do a brisha.
Aye. Why not?
We'll do a tune we learnt from a recording of Dónal's parents, Jerry Nethna, on the Lalu album many years ago, and we learnt this for a gig we done years ago, and it's been kind of a favourite of ours since. It's a gorgeous tune from Galicia, is that right?
Galicia, yeah.
Galicia, yeah. And remind us who brought it back, because we were playing one night in Drogheda. Oh God, when was that? Must have been about
15 years ago.
10 years ago anyway. And you introduced me to the man who brought it back from your parents to learn from them.
I think it was. It's a Derry connection actually. Now that we're in this county, a man called Ian Stevenson who lived in Derry for a long time, and there was a great scene up in Coleraine here in the late 70s. The Celtic studies and the Irish studies courses were in full swing up in the University of Ulster, and great lecturers like Jeremy O'Divlin and Seamus McMahon, and there was a whole scene of young people came from all around Ireland, but particularly Ulster, I suppose, to study there, and many of them had music or took up music at that time. People like Kieran Kern and Kieran Kelly and Brian Mullen, and my mother was there, and my aunt Podrigan and Len Graham and Gary Hastings, and loads and loads of other great players. And Ian Stevenson was kind of in the mix, I think, at that time, a friend of all of theirs, and Ian wrote the great tune, The Destitution. Beautiful slow piece, and I think he brought this tune, Albrucia, back from Galicia, and my mother picked it up at that time in sessions in the Harbour Bar, and it was famous. There's famous stories about that time which are completely unrepeatable on a live stream, but we'll tell you the next time we see you in person. Mary Mulholland, superb music. You just can't beat live tunes. You're right, Mary, and hopefully we'll get them at some stage. Wish we were there to clap, shout and dance, but hopefully soon. This is the next best thing. Maihu, Mary. Emer. Hop, gohinta chacharja, say Emer, agus Shane McTaggart says, hello, John Mackle. Good man, Shane and John, having their own tete-a-tete there. Sorcha Meehan, 100 years ago. Feels like 100 years ago, Sorcha. Agus Mick McCool, Laura Rose McCool. So Conigi, Kirshach na comments, gur míle maigh of a lin, tá asar an go bunch sultas and cheol, agus nihe. Keep the comments coming in and tag anyone who you want to give a bit of abuse to, and we'll do it for you. So a beautiful slow piece called Albrucia from Galicia. Gurmil Maigov. And somebody's asking, is Jeremy doing sound? He is. Hope he's doing a good job. Sounds good where we are. And oh yeah, people are saying it's good. Jeremy, my who. Tig Mulligan says the sound is fantastic on my headphones. My who Tig. And Neve McComish, Tashoka Holling. This is beautiful. There's Neve. My who Rory O'Kane. Dominic McClements says, get your flute out, Hugh McGoldrick. Well, now you know what to do, Hugh. Because there was somebody in there. There was a Mulholland in there earlier on, and there was a load of eyes across the screen. I'm not sure what he was getting at. Was one of you? He was one of yours, was he? The old boy. He's on the vino, is he? Just hit all the buttons at once. Mary's Bulu bus in there to concur. I guess Catherine Alley, Jenny Bulu bus. Gurmila Maigov to Astor and Ivan Shaw Sachara An Cairn. And Shaw An Cairn Sachara. No, there's a bonus kind of An Coire An Cairn Toher. We'll get it yet. 2 C's was a bad idea now, putting 2 C's one after the other. Kiste Forbaha Cairn Toher. There was fear of Wichtiv as Coru Hortstein event Shaw. Agus Asar and Vishanam Kjol the Hele. Den Hedur le Blin and Nus agus Cronian Mujgamor na Lochtfechne agus Dini Asar Gonya Ach Sintach Nord Vabel the Chagvali and Livshe and Wihinchin agus Conial Kjol Gol agus Conian and Cora Gol agus Suling which of a bunch suppos and Ihe Sawala agus a Dausu agus a Shannon agus a Bejikul Clinino Go Fiena no Rabin and a Kibir the Ton agus Conor McMahon a bunch Sultas and Kjol Komai. So Martin, we'll hand it over to you, and you can decide what we're doing next. The power is in your hands.
We're going to play a Highland, and we're going to play 3 reels after it. And there's no names of the tunes written down, so we're just going to play them.
Paddy Calorns.
Paddy Calorns.
Hannah Mickey's.
Hannah Mickey's.
Not sure what the third one's called. The Highland we got from the great Fermanagh fiddler Seamus Quinn.
Yes, and Gary Hastings.
And the Belfast flute player Gary Hastings, yeah. 2 men of the cloth. And 2 great musicians. It's called, well, I think they called it Paddy Calorn's Highland. It has another name, Miss Johnson's, I think. And the reel is called Hannah Mickey's, again from Gary and Seamus. Great album they made called Slán le Éireann. And we'll follow that reel then with a tune of Vincent Broderick's, I think. Isn't it the Coachman's Whip? Yeah, Coachman's Whip. And the last tune is a great tune called Lady Gordon's, which I got from my dad. And I think it's on that Cossack and Broga album, which we mentioned earlier with Desi Wilkinson, the great. Micheál O'Shannon, Mickey Sands, I'm looking for 4 good horseshoes for a large pony. You look like boys that would know. Can I help you there, Mickey? Mike Simpson, Rock agus Roll, great stuff. Keep them coming in. Cunny Kershach na Chatraki agus Tá muid buint soltas a bheith leo na líntíí granhar a seo amach. Tásúlm go sibh lí go maiith hús an sin Mickey, agus bhfuil an síl go maiith liv, agus tá muid súla tunes all liv hús ar bhil an chaislan amach an seo, mai sibh. So, Highland. Right.
We had a Chinese before we done, and I don't know what was in it.
Wasn't a good move. Wasn't a good move.
It must have been laced
Spring
with
rolls.
spring rolls, sugar, and caffeine. I think maybe.
Yeah. Packy Manley says, doing a great job, Dermy, as always. My who Dermy. Tashi the Buin Sultas. Kaijin the Fuma, Winchin. Tig Mulligans, still typing away. Cold and Sky, my shiv, my who Tig. Looking forward to getting a tune with you at some stage down the line. Noreen Mitchell, class tunes. Niall Hannah, my who Niall. Beautiful set here a couple of weeks ago. And Niall's on the TV. Ihe Morach. Not Ihe Morach. Ihe Jadoni. TG Carr, Rory Kane, class, you could have done with the bro on the first one, you're right there. The bro Maguire, I hope he's watching in through Neve's phone.
He would have steadied the whole show.
Trisha Valley, Lauren McMullen, Deirdre Fox, hi Deirdre, my shiv Colleen, here's the Deirdre, my who Deirdre.
Oh, Lorraine,
Steve, all that.
Stephen, how's it going?
Felmy O'Connor watching on YouTube, my who Felmy. And Jerry O'Connor watching in from Ballymakellet. The family are all dialed in, my shiv. There'll be Christmas presents coming this year. Agus Rihanna Conley, yo, here's a Rihanna. Sulum Gulfian Jarga Getchelton Chin Rihanna.
Nice one, Rihanna.
Una Warnock, Sru, Cold in the Sky, Agus Ann Salmon, Mighty Tunes. What do we like for time, Dermot? He says keep playing all night. What about a slow one, Martin?
All right, okay, so I'll play a slow air called The Fox's Lament, and it's a tune I recorded there in an album with Dónal Paul not that long ago, a few years back, but I learned it from the playing of a fella called Dickie Deegan, and Dickie recorded this tune, and he's a great piper, and he spent a long time out in Australia, but he now lives in England. Everybody's cleared off. It's not that long. I'm not going to be playing that long, so you better hurry up. Yes, so Dickie is a fantastic piper, and he's an amazing air player. He's got a great interpretation of slow airs, and we had a fantastic night with him a few years back. Myself and Sarah and the family were over in France for a number of weeks, and we came back with a camper van filled with red wine, as you do, and we had a great night with Dickie and a good friend of ours, Milo Thelwall, in our house in Armagh. So I got Dickie to play this air when he was in the house, and I learned it shortly. Well, I didn't learn too much that night, but when he left, I'd worked on it a wee bit. So it's called The Fox's Lament. Sinead? Now, it's Catherine Sands. How's it going, Catherine?
Tommy McGull
Sheila.
says, a bottle of Riacha and great music, lovely way to spend a Friday evening. Agus Anton McGowan, a tuner Listeach leis na gar fáistí, Intach Jazz Anton, lovely to see you're tuning in and look forward to getting a tune with you at a fla or somewhere down the line. And it's great tonight, lads, to be able to come together like this and to connect with the brilliant community of traditional musicians that are all around us, and we're very lucky. I know it's been a very tough year for a lot of people, but it's occasions like this that make you realise how lucky we are to have the music, to have the musical friendship, and to have this great community of musicians that we all know and love very much. So gur céad míle maith agus bheith féchan isteach as a sa bheith Lynn Shamey Mackle agus Mary Fox, fabulous smarty, she says, agus Christopher Lennon, agus Bud, agus Mary Mulholland. So we'll play 2 more sets for you before we wrap it up. Agus gur míle maith le Jeremy Mulholland. As job ítach dhéanú an chorus fuime. Dermot's done an amazing job. He's not just doing sound, he's doing a whole heap of other stuff which is just far too complicated and stressful to even mention. But he's doing it all like a swan. He's calm and serene on the surface, but peddling like Jesus underneath. So
but he managed to wing a bag of chips in him the same time there before we started. No bother.
He had a bag of curry chips in record time before we went live on air there tonight. It's a feat I haven't seen the likes of in a long time. Jeremy. The last man I saw eating chips that quick was Nigel Martin. And that was a while ago. Hiya Nigel, hope you're watching in. Agus Fintan Mulholland at Jenny Jobby. Fintan is making us look good and lighting us and hitting the right buttons and all of that kind of stuff. So Mahu Fintan, a great team here in An Coire, that she did a general job. Then Cade Sky Higgis. Then we just soul gomor le verration shaw le slua more sti sa hala intach shaw vi even the intach ogman shaw harnam lenta le olid agus le morna garl agus Jerry Burnings vi morna chula le stach agus vi Leisha Niglin chula le stach. And Surcha Meehan says Scotch egg Hatfield. There's a story to that which I thankfully can't remember.
But I can, and it goes back a long.
Mary says, "Ach, Dónal, you're a right old slobberer." You know it, Mary. You know it. Takes one to know it. No. Sean McGillivan, lovely stuff, Marty. Great to be hearing live music again. And Tig Mulligan is wetting himself. Okay, Gahintach.
Galician jigs.
Galician jigs. Is that a good idea at this time of the night? Ah, sure. Why not? We'll play 2 tunes. One we learned from the great Ruben Bad Boy Bada, a bouzouki player who arrived in Belfast off a bus in the early noughties, and came into the shop I was working in called Marcus Music, and we struck up a friendship and played music in a band called At First Light. And Ruben brought a lot of great Asturian and Galician and Cantabrian and Basque music to us, and we had great tunes with Ruben and the Duke of York and White's Tavern and the Hercules Bar, and lots of great places. And so this first jig came from Ruben. It's called Muñera de Rengosh, I think. Is it Muñera de Rengosh? Why am I asking you?
You're asking the wrong person. Look, maybe look over there. You've even less chance over that side.
Bottle Riacha? Yeah. Yeah. Cerveza. Dos cerveza. See. And Hugh McGoldrick, another fantastic night. Thanks, Dermot and Fintan. My Hugh. Mike Simpson says, hello to Sorcha. Thumbs up, smiley face, and a Scottish flag.
This is for Mike, Mel, and Oren over in good friends of ours over in Scotland, there in the Highlands. We had a great crack with them last year in Edinburgh, just before again the lockdown was in February. So hopefully see us all soon.
I see Rory O'Kane has tagged Ruben Bad Boy Bada in. So Ruben, if you're watching, hola, ¿qué tal? And the Surum will to go mai. And I hope you don't mind us butchering these tunes, Ruben. Right. In thoughts. Asturias, up Galicia. Muniera de Rengosh and Muniera de Monte Sampaio. Thanks for letting us know that, Rory. That's great. Sheila Murray, lovely lads. Sheila Maihu, agus Lauren O'Neill, Hup. Lauren's from only up the road in Glenolin, and Lauren is a fantastic harpist, and she hain through. Again, Shachtan no go, Marshin. Mighty stuff, Ursa Shin McTaggart, listening in from, it's moving that quick, I can't see, Kilray. Somebody was dialing in from Hamburg earlier, and somebody else was looking in from Crete, and Shane's looking in from Kilray. Not sure where I'd rather be, but my who, Shane. Lads, ruddy intach at the Sulligan Gavekimich Shiv Galua, Ursa Enda Bones Clark, agus Gavin O'Connor says, Moi Rico. Or is it Riso? Sorry, Gavin Neil Spanish, na Asturian, na Galician. Stephen McMullen, super stuff, lads, making the red wine taste all the sweeter tonight. Missing out sessions and crack in the port.
Yeah.
Hope to get you all up again soon.
Mr. Crack Stevie.
Ian Carmichael, you can come up for air now. That's what it felt like at the end of that. Ian is right. Well, Tamajini Creacha Churlish here. We're going to finish up with a set of tunes, and we're extremely grateful to everybody. Everybody here. It's in Chira, an Charan Toher, agus Gurmila Mahigov. As an Star Liberty, you know, and for an Legata Gobran shot, Rita Bliana, agus a Gobron Walla, agus a Conil Ruddy Gol, Conina Rangani a Gol, Erlina, Zoom, Colina Cardan a Gol, agus a Conin and Spirit, agus and Changi a Gol, agus a Fas, and Sativ shot cheer, as the Duck credit, Thomas a Lig, Indach Brodol, as Nordia Gente, Egan Fobble and Shaw, agus as Mortis more doing the Lig, Vefehan Shacher, Nordia Gente, so Cogarjas more live. Gerder Fox, Doi, a Dowsolish Hat and Shaw, a Gerder, my hu Gerder. Eve Billette, dialing in all the way from Brittany, from Toucouleur. Hi Eve, ça va bien? And Mary Fox, Gurmila Mahigov, Mickey Sands, with this Latin pulse coursing through our, oh here we go, just by Phil Poetry coming. With this Latin pulse coursing through our veins, myself and herself are away to liberate Venezuela. If we're not back by the Mara, leave the spuds on low. Killed and kids, Sky. My who, Mickey. You never want to let us down. Bully Fair. From the great Sands family there in County Down. Mickey and all the gang. And they've done amazing stuff for Irish music all around the world for many, many years. Tommy and Colm and Ben and Anne. Agus Thomas Ligintach Sasta, agus Brodelas. So my shiv. Right, we're going to finish up with this. What are we going to do? Have we anything left in the pot?
Yes, the Whistling Postman. We do the Whistling Postman, the Abbey Reel, and the Steam Packet. Louis Vet from Brittany there as well. Very good. Right, so I will play them 3 tunes then.
Yeah, the Whistling Postman we learned, I learned certainly from a great old record, Carousel, made by the Maguire brothers, Seamus and Manus Maguire, and I think Dahi Spruill was in that record, and maybe Jackie Daly. The Whistling Postman and the Chattering Magpie was a set of tunes they had in that record. It was great, fantastic record. And Seamus Maguire, I heard him online the other day. He's doing amazing stuff on the social media channels, and he was playing viola, a beautiful tribute to Joe Burke, and he's making a record, I believe, with Steve Cooney. So keep an eye and an ear out for that. Hup boys, and thanks Ursa Ruri O'Kane, Enda Bones Clark, and joining Balahi, my who Enda. And Fiona Begetting says, "Where's the after party?" Sadly, those days, Fiona, are no longer. But we look forward to seeing you all very soon, somewhere, someplace when the mist lifts and the dust settles. And we hope you're all keeping well. I guess as a villain. Thanks a million for being with us and sharing all your comments. It really made it feel very connected and very, very worthwhile. So, so, ihiwai. EY.